You're listening to Real with Coach Herb and B, a podcast that brings you community and culture with your host, Coach Herb and B.
Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Coach Herb and my girl B, and we're
Hey,
joined
everybody.
by the infamous Mr. Ben, who now has disappeared on us, but he is there. Believe that. He's gonna make sure that I stay on track.
You don't go over the
Then I
allotted
don't
time as much as possible.
don't go crazy, just like
Yeah.
my dogs are right now.
You got the dogs, B's got the girls. It's okay.
Right.
Yeah, it's a good night on Friday.
That's all right. It's Friday night.
Friday night. I feel like I should have a drink or something.
I should too. I don't.
I know I wasn't.
The after show.
I wasn't prepared to drink. I had an odd day
That's
today.
the after show. You're right, Ben.
Yes.
Well, what's tonight's episode, Ben? What are we talking about?
So tonight we're gonna talk about kind of quarantine / kind of getting back into these new phases in Virginia, but having kind of a focus on what's it mean for your kids and your family life, and for parents in general during this time. So kind of to kick off the conversation, let's talk about schedule changes. I know Bianca, your family has had a big change in the last 2 weeks.
Major change.
Yeah, you want to talk a little bit about that for our viewers?
Yeah. So we're back at work now, and so that's a good thing. Yay, back at work. And that also means that my children are back at school. And with them being back at school, that means that they get tired easily. And so by the time I get home, it's very nice to just get them together, put them in the bath, get them some food, and then they're probably by like 8:30, 9 o'clock. And so that's awesome. Because before it was not like that. It was all over the place because of quarantine. So it's nice to have some zen back at night and know that I can watch a TV show. How about that, right?
Correct.
I can look at all the TikToks Herb sends me.
That's another addiction. TikTok is.
You got an addiction to TikTok.
I got OD.
TikTok.
I overdosed on it a little bit.
Oh God.
Which is, it's kind of fun. It's weird and good in some ways. Like, my kids are still home. My daughter doesn't go back until I think there's maybe Labor Day, but after Labor Day. So, but they have an option for us to do it, which is you're going to get to go to school you have a choice, basically. You go to school for 2 days and out for 3 days, distance learning for 3 days. And the 2 days that you're in, you still get classes, and the 3 days that you're out, you get distance learn whatever classes. So I'm assuming that, a lot of kids are going to probably opt for that. I don't know the percentage, but parents are a little bit upset about it, I guess.
I think so.
I am a little bit concerned because I don't know. Like, my daughter just came to me as soon as we found out. She was like, "Dad, I have to go to school. I cannot learn by sitting at home on my computer and doing work."
That's pretty mature of her.
Yeah, so at least she was honest about it and been like, yeah, because I'm sure there's other people that are going, yeah, I wanna stay home the whole time, But she's a little bit of an extrovert, so she likes the social aspect of it as well. So, that gives it kind of like a happy.
Well, going to school is very important.
Yeah, I mean, it's important socially. It's important just for mental stability. It makes you, it like livens up your endorphins, basically. So, getting up and doing something instead of getting up and brushing your teeth and logging onto a computer. They got plenty of time. They got plenty of time for that. If they're going to be one of those people that work at home. I don't know if she could do that though. She's not that type. She doesn't
It's
have
hard.
that. She's yeah. I mean, it's tough. Like she has the social. She, when quarantine started, she was like, oh, "When am I gonna? When can I see my friends?" And I was like, "Ooh, well, we're really on lockdown." And she was like, ugh. It was driving her crazy. So
Has she?
we've been,
You mentioned
yeah,
your TikTok addiction, Herb. So a thing that we kind of talked about a little bit earlier was maybe too much entertainment at this time for kids, but it almost seems for children who need that social aspect, maybe doing either Zoom calls with their friends or a house party app or even
yeah, yeah,
Oh yeah, the house party
yeah.
app.
So I think it depends on which group of friends that she's talking to. She actually doesn't even do house. She was like, "Oh, house party? That's lame, Dad. That's old." Like
Is
I was
it?
like, "What?" Yeah, I guess so. I mean, you know, she has it. She has Google Duo. She has Zoom. She has. Then if any of her friends have iPhones, she contacts them with the iPhone, and you can call multiple callers.
uh-huh.
And she usually uses it for like when she's on. Now she goes online with her friends and plays Fortnite.
Ah,
That's now, I guess,
Ah.
it's a big thing. Yeah,
good.
video games are very interesting nowadays. You know, from my days, it used to be like an Atari where you
I had
played.
Nintendo 64. That was my jam.
Yeah, yeah.
Cool,
Well, I
man.
had Atari. Atari was my big thing. That was back in the day.
That was
One Tecmo Bowl and stuff like that.
That's a real throwback, Herb.
Yeah,
Okay.
way back, way back.
well, Bianca. I know you mentioned it's a blessing being able to take your kids back. Have they been a little bit? Have they adjusted better than you anticipated? Has it been a little bit rough?
Um,
I know you kind of uh, since we all work at the Y, it's I know that you can't even go inside the building anymore. So has that been
oh, I
challenging?
like that.
Oh, that's a good thing.
Oh, I like that. I prefer. I actually like the fact that I can like go there, I can show up, I can just drop my kids off at the door and then don't have to worry about going into the room and having Fee want to hug on me or hold on to me so that I don't leave and scream and say, I want to go home.
Yeah,
And
I,
it's just so
they
much
should keep
better.
that. I
Yeah,
wonder
I
if
think they should keep that
they
in
would
place.
keep that. That would be probably one of those keeper things,
I
which
mean,
will
it makes a
be
lot of
like
sense because
it
you're
does make a lot
literally,
of sense. It's actually because
yeah.
you want to limit the amount of cross contamination
Hmm.
with parents, coming in and out, going, doing other things, going to work for the day and coming back
Hmm.
and picking up. If there's a limit to how many contact the kids go through, I think
Yeah.
it's, because I mean they're at the daycare. We try to keep it as clean as possible, um, and then the kids, go through that part of it. The parents go to work. Hopefully, if they're an established place where there's a lot of contact, maybe they run home real quick and
And shower or
change,
something,
and then
change.
shower, come and get the kids, and so then that way they limit the exposure to other contaminants.
And that's kind of what I try to do. I go home and then go back and
Yeah,
try to like, go get them after I change clothes or whichever. But it's been great. Fee has adjusted really well back to school. She was ready. And then Sophia,
yeah,
I mean, Sophia was ready, but she also is super clingy, I feel like. And so she
yeah.
likes to just
Well,
be
that's the
on
age,
someone. Yeah.
right?
She just wants somebody to hold her.
Yeah, yeah.
Are you able to talk to
Yeah.
them at all about how school's going? Because I know since you can't even go in, is there open lines of communication still? Is it just
Um,
emails or?
yeah, like it's mainly just email communication, but like you can call and talk on the phone, or you can try to get whatever you want to say out when you drop the kid off, of course, because you have an actual person in front of you. But I don't feel like I have too many things to say. I know
I
that's
don't
weird
know,
to
right?
say. I feel like I'm
I
an
know
easy
it
parent.
is.
I don't
It's
know what
kind of
I'm
it's
doing.
kind of it's kind of good because it's like as a parent that you don't want to be like, so how was her first diaper
Yeah.
change or something crazy? It's just like, how did the day go? Good. Okay, I'll see you tomorrow or whatever.
Hmm. Yeah.
And then the kid, if the kid is chatty, they'll tell you what they
Yeah.
did
Fee
when they
tells
come
me
home
everything
anyway.
that she
Yeah.
does.
So
I mean, it's every single
so that
thing.
part, yeah, that part is way better than how it used to be. The way you go in there, you end up chatting it up with the teachers, and
Yeah.
that takes
And some
another,
parents. It takes
yeah, and
about
then that takes
30
another,
minutes to get out.
right, get out the building, and like you're like, oh my God, I did not realize I could be stuck in here. Don't get me wrong, it's good to talk to different people, but you know,
Yeah.
if we figure the contact part is really what we need to be concerned about now, until they figure out what we're going to do with the vaccine, since this country has gone to hell and back. And I'm very confused because like there's certain people that I don't understand. Don't take away my rights, but when I ask you nicely to put on a mask, I'm infringing on your rights. I
Oh,
don't
yeah.
get that.
You're
I don't
taking
get
away you're
the
taking
safety
away
part.
God's air. I think I saw something that said, you're taking away God's air from me. And I was like,
Yeah, and
oh,
God doesn't
that's
want
so
you to get
much.
corona. I
Yeah,
know. That's why we need to get T-shirts that says God does not want you to get corona.
he
You
doesn't.
know,
He doesn't.
I mean,
Well,
so put on a mask.
here's an interesting question. You have older children, so you can
Hmm.
have these conversations with them. Have you talked to Isaiah or Adina about, people who act kind of crazy about not wanting to wear a mask? How do they feel about it? Do they feel comfortable going someplace because they are younger and they have that sense of, oh, it's not going to happen to me, or
Happened to me.
yeah,
So it's funny because I thought it would be the younger one that would be the one that kind of like, it's not going to happen to me. It's actually the older one that thinks he's Teflon or something. Like he can't
Hmm.
be touched or something. And so he has a difficult time wearing masks. Like he's gonna go hang out with some friends this evening, and he doesn't have his mask. And mom yelled out the door and said, "Hey, take your mask with you." And he takes it, but I don't think he's gonna wear it.
yeah.
They all think that it's impossible for them to get it, but
Mm.
she's a little bit more of a rule follower because of the fact that she goes and helps out at the salon, and you have to wear a mask at the salon.
Hmm.
All the staff have to wear a mask, so she's gotten used to wearing it, and she'll wear it when we go somewhere. So
And which salon is
that's the
that, Herb?
easier
Because
comes in the salon.
that's the
That's
small business
that's
of tonight.
that's Mod Hair Salon. If you want to get a nice do, go see one of the lovely ladies at Mod.
Want to
They
get
do a great.
sassy? Go to Mod.
Go to Mod. Hey, you know,
But
help
yeah,
her.
I think I think a lot of teenagers are feeling very invincible and feeling like
Yes, yes.
they have no worries about getting it.
And at this time, a lot of establishments like grocery stores, they have it's like a catch-22 double-edged sword. You don't want to go and be like, "Hey, sir, stop. Where's your mask?" It could get to that point if numbers
Hmm.
keep going up. They might just have to get support of the local, like local government slash the governor, if they say this is required, and if you enter an establishment, I don't know whether a fine should really do it, but something should
I think something should
make people,
happen.
yeah, make people
I went to the town center and there was, and that's Reston Town Center. How about that? There
right.
were so many security guards out, but I feel like there were at least 5 or 6 Fairfax County police officers that we saw
Mm-hmm.
riding around on bikes, just trying to make sure everybody was doing their proper social distancing and nobody
Yeah.
was being foolish. And so that was pretty nice to see that. But I honestly don't know if that's happening like everywhere,
Right.
in
Right.
every shopping center or wherever.
I know
Um,
because where was I at? I was at Robex today, and pretty much everybody that came in had mask on. And like typical, a teenager comes in and doesn't have his mask on, and I was like, I'm sitting
mhm.
there looking at him like, if anything, you go in, place your order, go stand outside because everybody else was social distancing, had their mask on, and were doing pretty well with it.
Mm.
It's a simple, like literally, unless you are going to a gym, you're probably spending maybe 15 minutes at a grocery store,
Yeah, with it
20,
on.
20 minutes with it on. You get out, you hand sanitize, you get in your car, and you take it off.
I don't think people think like that though,
Uh,
especially teenagers and children,
I mean, the only thing
for
that's
sure.
weird though, me myself, I think people
Hmm.
riding around in their cars with it on. You know, that's a little strange. Like, I don't know if you're gonna catch it through the ventilation system or your air conditioner.
Right.
I don't, I think in order for people to build an immune system, you actually have to kind of have it off pretty much until you go into establishments,
Mm.
or you go into a gym, you go into your doctor's office. I think you need to have you need to breathe God's air.
I mean, well, yeah, right. Of
Yeah.
course.
Well,
So
speaking about
that part
breathing,
I don't have a problem with. I think I have a problem with somebody walking into a grocery store because you really don't know who's who and who's what. And I want people to feel safe. I've gone through my life with people being scared of me. I don't want people being scared of me for just being a black guy and having corona. So
Well, you
I
got two
double
things
dip.
against you, bro.
I got two things against me. I'm fighting against.
I was going to say, speaking of breathing air, Bianca, you had a funny story I think you told us last week, not on the podcast yet, but about your pet at home. Would you like to kind of enlighten everybody about what steps your pet is taking to get some fresh air?
Yeah, fresh air. Yeah. So we got a beta fish. We got a beta fish as her first pet, and we named him Maui. And Maui has been going really strong, but now Maui's sort of like Nemo because he's missing part of his fin. Maui
Oh,
decided to jump out of the tank. I don't know how in the world he got out of the tank, but we left. We came home. I said we need to kind of like start changing the water in the tank a little bit. So we went there and I put my hand in, and usually the fish will swim around or something like that, but it wasn't moving. And I said, Dave, where's the fish? And I picked like one of the flowers out and nothing was happening. I was like, no, there's no fish in here. And the fish was on the counter flapping for dear life. And I don't know how it jumped out. I don't know how it jumped out of the water, but
yeah.
we saved it. We thought
Somebody left
he
the
was
top
going to die.
off.
Okay.
No, like
Does it have a
there's
top, or is it
it
just?
has a top, but it has like a piece of the top cut off so that you can have the filtrate, like the filter and the heater be able
Oh,
to sit into the actual tank. So
okay.
there's like a little part where you can jump out, but what? Why is the
Yeah.
fish
How
jumping out of the
how
water?
he was able to find that is really good. So Beta
Yes. And
Maui is
how long was
probably
he on the counter? How
yeah.
long was he on
Maui
the
is
counter?
probably one of the he's an explorer fish.
Oh my gosh.
He likes to explore.
I thought the fish was gonna die. I called PetSmart and PetSmart was like, "Oh, we can't help you." Oh, great. Thank you so much. You don't have any fish. and, and then I call a pet shop, and they are like, "Oh, we can special order you one." Great.
Right.
No, I don't want you to do that because
I
it's
want
going to
one
cost so
now.
much. Yeah, I need one
Yeah.
today.
But Maui is okay.
Yeah, he's alive. He's living. We
He's
watch him
alive.
like a hawk,
So he's
trying to
just
make
have.
sure he doesn't come out of the water.
Does he swim in circles, or does he change direction because of his fin?
I think he changes direction. Like he goes back and forth, but like he'll like
Okay.
wade next to the heater.
Mhm.
And I don't know whether or not he's like, I need to get some heat before I die or what's happening. I'm just trying to
Wow.
make sure he lives.
That's good. That's a good pet parent and pet family. Herb, how are your pets doing during this
My
whole
pets.
time?
Well, I think for a little while they were going through some withdrawals because I went back to work, and in the mornings, we would take them for walks, or we would jump in the truck and go for a hike when we were quarantined. So it they they were super excited every time you grab a shoe, you put a jacket on, anything, any any movement towards the door is excitement time for them. And like lately, they are kind of starting to figure out that we're not doing that anymore, and so they kind of look at us. I think now they want the signal. They want to know when we're going versus every time you grabbed your shoe, they're like all excited, jumping, ready to go,
Mm.
running towards the door and stuff like that. So it's been a little bit of adjustment for them. I think I think Oliver was actually kind of depressed, which is kind of weird.
Oh
I
no.
I, I don't know. I think animals obviously have
Of course
have
animals get depressed
yeah
and they know they have all the feelings.
yeah yeah they have a lot of feelings. They give you the side eye now, which is interesting too.
Like when I used
Um,
to live in DC, I had a cat that lived in our house, and the cat would love me when I was there. But then when I was gone, that cat would hate me, of course, when I came back and kind of like,
mhm.
you know, pee on stuff or scratch at you, just because you would
Oh
leave.
yeah,
Yeah.
because you left.
Hmm.
Yeah, we have a cat also, Goldie. She's kind of weird. She comes when you snap your fingers,
Mm.
like she's a dog. Like, what's up? She's quicker than the dogs, actually. It's kind of funny. But when you snap your fingers in, she'll come running over to you and start walking around you and doing all kinds of stuff. But
Oh my gosh.
they're
Well,
all still here.
that's good. Everyone's
That's a
good.
good
Yeah,
thing.
yeah. But
That's good.
it's weird because I don't know. I think I want another dog.
You
I
want
don't
another
know
dog?
why. Yeah. I was thinking the other day. I was like, man, it'd be nice to have another dog. Just to have. I think three's is company instead of three's a crowd to me.
Oh, okay.
Like if one's mad at the other, they kind of like go and mess with the other one. You know
Everyone wants to
What
set
kind
up
of dog would
a
you get?
bully situation.
what would you say, Mr. Ben?
I said, you want to set up a bully situation? If one's acting up, the other two
Was
one, or they tag team on the one.
Yeah.
yeah, that could be it too. That no, because like when we had three dogs at one point. One passed away, got sick and old. Basically, dogs
Hmm.
unfortunately cannot live forever, which kind of sucks for family members because he was the first one the kids had before we added the other two, and his name was Comet, and Comet was like the chill dog. He was the best, the nicest
Hmm.
dog. He was the cool and nice dog of the family, and then we added Roxy, which she's an Australian Shepherd mix, and she's very hyper. And then we have Cavapoo over here, Mr. Oliver. who needs all the attention in the world. And so, Oliver sleeps in the bed. Sometimes Roxy tries to get in the bed too, but Roxy's a little bit big. So we can't have them both in the bed. And then the cat will just get mad at them and, that climb up on the headboard and sit there and stare at the dogs. But it'd be nice to have another one. I don't know. I kind of want to either American Bulldog or some sort of like short-haired dog.
Okay.
Yeah, that's cute.
We like pets.
I was to say, Bianca, and you kind of briefly touched on it a little bit earlier, but I think this sounds like it's a more Herb-centric small business of the week. So, Herb, you want to tell us more about where this small business is located and what it's all about?
It's a great little business with 3 lovely partners. The name of the salon is Mod Hair Salon at 775 Station Street. You should go on their website.
Virginia.
You should go on their website. It's really, really cool. They bring a little urban to the suburbs. It's a little bit. It's a little bit of a hipster kind of salon there, and they're really nice ladies. They can do pretty much everything, and they have all sorts of clientele. So
Nice.
check it out.
Yes. They do hair, they do waxings, they do all kinds of stuff. They sell products as well.
Yes.
So Mod Hair Salon, you will see that at the bottom. There you go. Mod Hair.
Mod Hair.
And
they don't do my hair.
Downtown Herndon.
I don't get my hair done there anymore.
No.
It kind of left. So sometimes that's a good
thing. Great, y'all.
Yeah, I think I had a good time. I really appreciate the people that have been watching our podcast.
Yes,
I think we're going to try to have a few more surprise guests on the show and stuff like that. And we're also going to have Mr. Paul Baker, obviously, bartender extraordinaire, have a couple of nice drinks for us.
That's right.
Oh, maybe so we'll see.
Yeah.
I think, and we're also going to have a couple more cameos of Mr. Ben.
That's right. Mr. Ben should be appearing on episodes from time to time, so that should be nice.
Yeah.
And like Coach said, we're lining up a whole bunch of guests right now to bring on. So look for our episodes in the future. Right?
Yep.
Follow our social media at Real to Real, and thank you all for tuning in.
Well, tuning in.
Thanks, guys.
It's been Real with Coach Herb and B. If you enjoyed this episode, please follow and like us on Facebook and Instagram at Real to Real, and subscribe to us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Podbean, or anywhere else podcasts are found. While you're at it, if you found value in this show, we'd appreciate a rating on iTunes, or if you simply tell a friend about the show, that would help us too.